What's going on, everybody? I'm going to be doing a market recap for today, and I'm going to be going over my trades, and I'm going to be going over a market outlook for tomorrow or maybe in the overnight sessions. So going into the day, I'm going to start on the 15 minute, and I'm going to rewind to 9:30. We do pre-market. So I'm going to show you guys what I was looking at this morning. So here, if you guys see this, NQ did take all-time highs overnight. These were the all-time highs. And we did deliver from this 1 hour fair value gap here. And the thing was that ES didn't take all-time highs and was all the way down here. So we've just been making all-time highs these past couple of weeks. So I want I want to be bullish, but if you guys see here, we didn't really have anything to long out of. Like, if you guys look over here in yesterday, this is yesterday's price action. We did have this 1 hour gap that we pushed down into during New York Open, and then from there we got set up on the lower time frame to push up higher to these all-time highs, right? Like, look, you see how we have this nice displacement 1 hour gap? We didn't have that over here. So I did kind of, I don't know, I was on the fence. I didn't really want to like marry a bias. So I was just gonna wait for market open. Let me see. So come market open, we end up, oh shoot, we end up just pushing up, taking this, making all-time highs on NQ while ES is still down here. And if you guys look closely, while NQ is making all-time highs, ES is also tapping into this 15-minute gap. And while we tapped into that 15-minute gap, we do have a SMT up here at all-time highs. So that is basically, and pay attention to when the SMT happened. It happened at 9:30. So 9:30 is a key time for manipulation. So around those times you want to look for manipulation. So it manipulated to the upside, so that's just telling me that it wants to push lower. So from there, my bad, I'm just looking for, okay, I'm like asking myself, all right, where can the market push down to? I did have these lows marked on ES. And again, I was trading ES just because NQ is all the way up here, and I want to trade the lower asset, the weaker asset and the lower asset because it's closer to the targets. Like, if you guys look, this same low on NQ had already got taken on ES. But anyways, I'm just going to look for targets. So you guys see we have all these stack lows that have not been taken yet. So that's going to be my target. I wanted to target these lows here and these lows on ES. So what am I looking for at this time? I think I did take a 1 minute setup. Let me see. All right, I'm signed in now. You know what? I actually took this trade on NQ. My bad. I'm such a liar. But yeah, I had these lows marked out. And why these lows? Just, they're extreme lows. Just like these. You guys can see why I marked these lows. Extreme lows. So why did I take this low? Why did I take this short? We just started displacing to the downside after making that SMT. And okay, now I remember. So we did take all these lows already on ES. So I didn't feel comfortable shorting while it had already took the targets. So I told myself, if ES took those targets, then NQ at least has to take this first target, right? And this was a little lower probability, but I was willing to accept the risk. And my setup here was literally on the 1 minute, so I took this here. Yeah, so I took this here, and it was just a retracement to a 1 minute fair value gap and a CISD. Once, yeah. think I entered as soon as this candle closed here. And again, just targeting these lows. And yeah, after that, I was kind of done for the day. But I did notice that ES did leave these lows. If you guys look, oh yeah, we did leave these lows all the way over here. So if you see, we left these lows, and that's a perfect target. When you have lows like that have not been taken, it's a beautiful target. So from there, my thought process was, we opened up this 15-minute gap, and from there, I'm gonna look for an entry short. And my entry short was, I did try this trade twice, but I was willing to try it twice just because I was confident with my drawn liquidity, these lows. But the first time I tried this, it was this setup here. So it was just this setup here. And I did end up getting stopped out by this. And I guess what I could have done to avoid this loss would have been just wait for the 5-minute CISD, which is right here, which is basically what I took. Instead of trying to get in, I ended up getting in on the 3-minute, which kind of ended up costing me a loss. So next time I could probably just wait for the 5-minute. But I did take this on a different account, so I will sign in really quick. Just give me 1 sec. So yeah, this is my trade that I did end up taking on this, on ES. And yeah, again, the concepts that I used in this would just be fair value gaps, which would be this 15-minute fair value gap. The space between this candle and this candle, that's the fair value gap. And would be the CISD, which is just a series of up close candles that swept the high. Once you get close through, this high should be protected, targeting these relative equal lows. And if you guys see, what did make me bearish was that we did have this manipulation up here, which shouldn't get retested if you have the right bias. And we did keep respecting this 15-minute gap on NQ. On NQ, NQ is really strong this morning, so I needed NQ to go down if ES was going to hit these lows, because NQ looked really bullish. If you look in the morning, it was just kept pushing up, respecting 5-minute gaps. So I was kind of like, maybe this doesn't play out, but I was really confident with these lows, and we had no real reason to push up. Like I said earlier, we have no fair value gaps here on the 1 hour. But now, and this is going to be getting into the outlook for tomorrow, now that we did sweep these lows, if you guys look, these same lows on NQ are all the way down here. So now we have a huge SMT. I'll probably go on the 4 hour. Oops. Now we have a huge SMT at these lows, and we're tapping into this 4 hour gap here on ES. So now from here, I do want to see, and we have a SMT. We have a higher time frame SMT and a lower time frame SMT. This is actually looking good. So now if I want to see this push higher, I do want to see ES get this 1 hour CISD here. So going into tomorrow, if we do close above this with a strong hourly candle, I will be looking for longs to these all-time highs. NQ probably will take these all-time highs before ES. So I'll probably want to trade NQ if all-time highs have not been taken by tomorrow's New York session. But ES, if ES still hasn't taken those all-time highs, then I'm definitely going to be looking to long ES because it does have the better setup. But yeah, that's mostly what I'm going to be looking for tomorrow. I'm just going to be looking for this 1 hour CISD on ES to trade this higher, and also going to be looking for this close on NQ. But as of today, I'm done. And I mean, it was a pretty good session. You just had to be patient and take valid setups and just wait for these retracements into these gaps. If you guys don't really know how to mark out these gaps, just I would recommend starting on the 15 minute. The 15 minute is good. And once you're more familiar, maybe you could use the 5 minute. But yeah, you can see it clearly on this. So it's just a 3 pattern candle, 1, 2, 3, and you just want to mark the gap between the candles and just mark them out. You know, maybe you don't trade these concepts, but just mark them out and see how the market reacts to them and respects them. And then once you're able to mark those out, you can get into looking for the lower time frame entries, because you can use these gaps as entries, but I don't really like to do that because sometimes, let's say you set a limit at this open and you're targeting this low, then your stop would have to be all the way up here, and that risk reward is not too good. But if you look for the lower time frame entry, you wouldn't really enter until maybe like the CISD would be here, and then from there you can put your stop here, and that's a much better trade. And the reason that this didn't play out here was just because if you guys look at this low, ES had took the low while NQ failed to take the low. So that's just, again, like I mentioned earlier, a sign of manipulation. So yeah, and that's why you want to trade the weaker asset, because the weaker asset will take the lows while the stronger asset will fail to take the lows. And yeah, again, longs for tomorrow. If we get this close on ES, we still have 1 more hour before market closes, so hopefully we can get that. And if not, I'll probably be looking for it in the overnight session. Let's check out the daily real quick. We technically have this daily fair value gap here, so that would be very nice. Yeah, that's going to be it. You guys have a good one. Take care. Alpha Futures 25% off, I believe. Link in the description. I'm going to leave the code in the description if you want to start trading futures. And yeah, you guys have a good one. Peace out.